Hello, hello, and welcome to Cookie Snack Attack. It's Amy from Seriously Sweet. How are you tonight? Please make sure you say hello over in the comments as you come on. Quick housekeeping items. If you haven't signed up for text alerts for our live streams, you can do that by texting the word live stream to 540-870-0726, and I'll send you an alert anytime we live stream between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, you guys, hey, don't forget this weekend is Holiday Cookie-a-thon. So it kicks off on Friday, November 5th, and it goes through Sunday. The event is online and totally free if you catch it while it's live. However, you have today, which is Wednesday, and tomorrow, which is Thursday, to snag those low price extended access tickets. They're $47 for 18 months of extended access to roughly 48 tutorials. Price goes up to 90 something, 94, 97, something like that once the event begins on Friday. So if you haven't signed up yet, I do have a post on my store page and Cookie Snack Attack and on my personal page if we're Facebook friends where you can follow my affiliate link and sign up. I do earn a small commission this time. Isn't that fun? Nancy and team are so generous. I love it. If you have not done so, you can use the QR reader on your phone and scan this. It's going to take you to a little it's going to take you into this little program that will show you 3 different links of ways you can stay connected with us: Facebook, YouTube, and I think the coffee site, our artist donation site. This is the item that I will be demoing in Cookie-a-thon this weekend. So super excited about that. Let's see, let's take that away. Let's see who's here with us. And then we're going to finish up our poinsettia tonight. And I hope you're on with me because I have a big announcement. So excited. I've been trying to keep it to myself. I did pretty good. Hey, Charlotte, how are you? Hi, Bev, how are you? Hi, Teresa. Barbie, hey, how's it going? Hello there, Shayna, how are you? Camille, hi. Hello, hello. I know this is not my normal day, but I have a big announcement. Well, it's a big announcement for me. It might not be a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to me. And I want to finish up our dry dusting and then show you a little bit of painting on our poinsettia that we created last night. So super excited about that. And Charlotte, you're signed up. Awesome. So you can start watching right away. Just watch for your email and you can get on that. Hey, Debbie. Hello. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? Brooke. Hello. Let's see. Hi, Kat. Hello, Sally. Multitasking. This is what we do all the time, isn't it? Hi, Emma. How are you? Let's see. Hi, Kelly. Hello, hello. So excited. I got an email last night. So if you are on the CookieCon Facebook page, then the attendees page, if you're in there, then you know that they announced last night I'm not going to say they announced all of the teachers because I'm not sure, but they did send emails yesterday to the electives teachers. So I was chosen to be one of the electives teachers at CookieCon in Reno, and I'm so excited. I couldn't be happier about it. So I will be doing a mixed mediums on a cookie, which will include up to and not be limited to, let me put it like that because I haven't finished my final design yet, but we'll be using fondant and or modeling chocolate, wafer paper. We're going to be doing a little bit of sculpting. So I'm super excited about this. I think that I get to teach 7 classes with 15 people in each class. I think that's what it is, but I'm not positive. So I'm super excited and I cannot wait to see you in Reno. I hope you guys will all sign up for the elective class with me. I don't know which day it'll be yet. I think they work all that out as you do all your paperwork with them and everything. So you guys may know more about that than I do, but I made it. Yay. CookieCon Reno, here we come. Can't wait. So excited. Thank you guys. I know it's so fun, right? Let me just run down through here so these stay in the video. I was so excited. We were actually on a live and a friend of mine messaged me and said she got the word that she was invited to teach. And I was like, oh, I have to get off here. But we were still working. So I hung with you guys till after. And then after that, I was like, I wonder if we're allowed to say yet. But then I saw today people were starting to post in the CookieCon group. So I figure it's okay. But I did wait for permission from them from the summers at CookieCon before I told you guys. So I'm so happy. I'm very excited. Hey, Heather. So lots of good stuff's going to be happening. But tonight, what we're going to do, I'm not going to keep you very long. I know every time I say that, something comes up. So I'm going to stay on task tonight, and we're going to finish this up. So this was the royal icing transfer that I made for you. As I told you last night, you don't have to get this. I just made it because it's perfectly sized to the cookie that I designed. So if you want to get the gift tag, it fits perfectly if you want to do ahead of time and put it on before you start piping your pine needles and your flowers. You can certainly do that. Thank you, guys. Hey, Jen is going to be there. This Jen that's doing the guest instructor for us in November. She's going to teach you guys about painting with cocoa butter. Jen is going to be there teaching as an elective teacher, and she's going to be teaching cocoa butter, painting with cocoa butter. And I took her class last time at CookieCon. It was fantastic. You guys are going to love it. Speaking of that, I should ask, is there anybody else in our Cookie Snack Attack group that was selected to be an electives instructor? Because we want to give you a shout out too and hear about what your project is going to be. So Jen's going to be doing painting with cocoa butter. She'll be bringing a new design for the one in Reno, bringing something new to the table for you. So I'm excited to see what that is. And then I'll be doing mixed mediums on a cookie. And I'm working on my final design. I have a couple things that I'm playing with. These are classes that you guys know, if you've taken electives, you have to be able to do them in 45 minutes and have a completed project. So I am figuring out exactly what I want to do and then how to make it happen in 45 minutes. And I'm super excited for you too, Jen. So happy. This is like great. This is great progress for me. So you can catch me in Reno at the beginning of March, and then you can catch me at the National Capital Cake Show at the end of March here in the DC area. So I'm super excited about that. And I'll put more information up about all of the stuff that we've kind of been talking about, but after this weekend, because I don't want to take any attention away or divert anyone's attention away from Cookieathon. Cookieathon starts Friday. Okay, so back to what we were doing. You don't have to get this. If you're good visually, you can use just a cello bag, a piece of parchment, whatever you normally use to do your royal icing transfers, and you can just kind of gauge it. I gave you a more rounded gift tag. There's a lot of royal icing transfers already out there that just have a regular gift tag, like the more old-fashioned tie-on gift tags with the squared corners. But we have so much sharp on our cookie that I wanted to give you something a little more frilly or rounded, a little softer edge to it. So that is what we did. And on mine, I let it set up overnight. And then I just did my black edible ink marker and put Amy and Brian. I didn't get sappy. I didn't put Amy loves Brian or make it look like a carved heart in a tree or any of that. I just put Amy and Brian and a little heart over the eye and his name. So something fun, because I'll be photographing these, so I'll have it. But I didn't want to get too sappy because of you guys. So you have these, you know what to do for that. The download is in the coffee site. If anybody's on and they want to download that, you can. And then what we were going to do tonight, we piped our entire cookie last night, but I wanted to come back tonight specifically and show you a couple of things. So I told you we would do some dry dusting with the Elite Color Poinsettia from the Sugar Art, and we would do some dry dusting with Dollar Eucalyptus. So remember I told you that typically I do this opposite of what we did for this cookie. So this cookie, I went with the darker tones on the cookie, and we're going to dry dust almost like a highlighted area with the lighter colors. Normally, what I do if I know I'm going to be dry dusting is I go lighter color with my royal icing and then a darker color to dust with, because I'm trying to bring out the nooks and crannies or crevices or veins. But in this case, I wanted to use the lighter colors so that it would be more like highlighter look. So these are the two colors that are in my paint tray here. And then yesterday we used leaf green as one of our colors, remember? And then I just grabbed a red, a super red in gel, because I set up leaf green in these two and super red in these two. This is diluted with water. This is diluted with Everclear, because I thought I'd go ahead and take the time now to show you a little bit of the difference of what happens when Everclear hits the the gel, and when water hits the gel. So what you could expect for that if you wanted to actually paint instead of dry dusting. Okay. Now we're going to attach this at the end by putting a large ball of thick royal icing on the back. And that way we're going to put it in so that the tag sticks up. Because remember, I told you we wanted to put the tag in at an angle to give it even a little more oomph, right? So let's start. Soft brush. Make sure it's clean. I've already run it through the Everclear to make sure that there's nothing left in the brush. One of the worst things is when you get to this point in a cookie, you want to start dry dusting, all of those sort of things, and you pick up a brush that looks clean, but you don't test it. And then once you go to use it on the cookie, you add Turkish black or gold or silver accidentally. So we don't want to do that. So check your brush ahead of time, okay? And then a nice, soft, fluffy brush. You can tell this is really easy to dust with, because we don't want to break up all of those beautiful pine needles that we created last night, the evergreen sprigs that we did, okay? So I'm just going to quickly brush on here, just to make sure if there are any little pieces hanging that I want to knock off, that I get those off before I start painting, because I don't want them to fall down in the groove. So let's start with our green so that we don't have to keep switching brushes, okay? I'm so happy I get to be an elective teacher at CookieCon. That was one of my goals, and it's actually a goal I set this year that I thought might not happen until I wouldn't even apply until next year for the following show. But then when I was able to attend CookieCon in Dallas, it put me a little bit ahead of what my actual plan was. So I'm super excited. Super excited. Okay, I had a great time doing the open demo last time, but I love getting to focus in and get to meet students and spend a little bit more time with them. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so my brush has a little bit in. I want you to see this. A lot of times people think there's nothing on the brush, so they keep adding color, but look at how much color is actually in this brush. Watch. Do you see? There's so much in there. So even though you think, and it doesn't look that dark on your screen, but on here it looks dark, that there's a lot. So let's go ahead and start on our leaves. We just want to add a little bit to the leaves. And if you don't like dry dusting, don't dry dust. Do a little painting. But can you see the difference, how it changes the color tone? And I'm just wanting to give my leaves a nice bright highlight. And you don't have to buff it into the entire leaf if you don't want to. You could get a thinner tip brush and just go down the edges or down the center. I just want to put a nice highlight on there. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like on the needles, just in case you want to do this in the needles. I'm going to leave mine alone because I really like the shades of green that I worked with yesterday. But can you tell? Let me lift it up and see if you can tell. This is a great way to make something look frosted or to knock down the tone of the color just a little bit, okay? Now, what we are going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just immediately swap over to red. I can see there's no color really left in this brush, but I want to switch to a smaller brush because I want to be more specific about my red. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? So I'm going to pick up some of this. I'm just going to blot it onto the paper towel, and then I'm going to hit down the center of my leaves with my red. Now, remember, you don't want to put so much on that you feel like you need to blow the coloring off, because we don't want to be blowing on anyone's cookies, right? So sometimes it's handy to have a little fan next to you, to have your airbrush gun, as long as it is completely empty, to have it next to you so that you have something handy in case you do need to blow the excess dust or candy off. Now, I'll lift this so you can see it in just a second, but what I'm basically doing is using a finer tip brush, and I'm adding that poinsettia color into the crevices on the cookie, because what it does is it picks up all those little ripples where we made those ripples last night when we were piping the flour. Okay. I'm just going to knock any extra off there. Love it. Really love how that looks. And it's going to look even better in a minute when we seal our poinsettia with some poppy paint. I can't wait to show you what that's going to do. So let's lift this little guy up. So do you see how we got that extra dimension by darkening around the center parts and how it just makes those petals pop up? So fun, right? All right. So I'm going to paint on one sprig. Thank you, Myra. Thank you. I'm going to paint on one sprig, and I'm going to show you the difference on this paper towel first. When I add water to gel, sometimes the gel, depending on the brand, of course, I don't mix it. I just grab the color from the top because there's a lot of goop sometimes in the bottom of the gel. So do you see how dark that is? That's the water. This one is the Everclear. So I prefer to use Everclear when I'm doing highlight painting like this because it evaporates so quickly, and then I don't have to worry about my icing pitting. But I do want to show you what these colors look like on the green. So we're going to do this on one cookie. I'm going to pick up some of the color. I'm going to blot it on the paper towel so there's not too much of it. And then I'm going to lightly brush across one of these sprigs, just so you can see what you accomplish. I'll go ahead and do this whole side for you so you can see it. Do you see how now the right side, it looks like we have a third color in our sprigs versus what it looks like on the left? It's a very subtle difference, but it is a difference that shows up. Can you see that? How pretty? All right, now I've got just regular Everclear in the center, so I'm going to clean the brush out a little bit. This one, I'm going to grab a little bit of the one that I've mixed with vodka. The reason I was doing this was to make sure for me as I move forward, if the Everclear changes the color of the gel, because there are certain colors that when Everclear hits the color, it makes it a totally different color. So going forward for projects that we're going to be working on, I now feel very safe with both of these colors that they can be used with Everclear or water. And you see the difference in that, how dark that is compared to this. It doesn't appear to be affecting the finished texture of my icing, though. It seems to be fine. It's not pitting even the water one. So on this one, we're going to use the water. I'm going to blot it here. And I'm just going to do this on one petal on my flower because I want to seal my flower with, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I was so excited when I told my friend I was very nervous to go check my email, but I was going to check it as soon as I got off the live stream. And then when I did and the email was there, then I felt like I could breathe again. Okay, so this is Super Shine by Poppy Paint. So I'm going to use that to seal my flower. So I don't want to add too much moisture to my flower before I work the Poppy Paint on it. But I want you guys to see what Poppy Paint does for sealing that flower and for the shine. So this is just a little bit of red. I'm going to work on one of these petals and just let you see what it does. So that's with the water. It's this petal here. So you can see it's a little darker. It changes it just ever so slightly. And then over here, I'm going to pick up some of the red with the Everclear. And I'm going to come to another petal over. Oh, look at that with the Everclear. Can you see how deep that color is? So let me just hit a couple of these in the center. Love it. Can you see? Isn't that pretty? I love it when the flower is shiny like that. So I'm just going to tap this one out, rinse it out just a little bit. And then I'm going to grab the Everclear or the Poppy Paint. Now, I did want to tell you Poppy Paint in and of itself and Super Shine both dry out really fast. So don't put this into your paint palette unless you cover it first with press and seal. And typically what I do is I have these little doodads. This is what I always use to put your sample sizes in your Becky, you think I'm going to be phenomenal? I hope I'm phenomenal. I wish you were coming. I wish you'd break your no Reno rule and join me. So, I put my super shine into here so that I can pick it up with a fine point paintbrush. But that way, if I have to walk away, I can close the lid. I can't tell you over the last 4 years how many paintbrushes I've ruined by not doing this. So this is what I do now. All right. So let's rinse this one out again really good. And I think you can tell on camera. Can you see how that clump of gel sitting in the bottom? That's the water. And you can see over here with the Everclear how it really dissolved it. So before you start something on, good, Becky, do change your mind. Hey, Cindy. So before you start with a new item on a finished cookie, experiment to the side, okay, just to make sure. So what I'm going to do now, this is probably a 5 or 6 point brush. It's not thin by any means, but I'm going to seal my cookie. Let's get this up in frame here. I think you got a good chance to see what the water and the Everclear, what that does. So let's see. I'm just hitting the red because I want the leaves to look really flat. I just want a nice shine on my flower petals, my poinsettia petals, okay? It just gives it another level of pop. And the other thing it does, I don't know if you guys notice this or not, but the beads, these little red beads, they have a coating on them, so they're usually super shiny. So I usually in a design, I plan out what I'm using on there as a candy embellishment, and then Laura, I'm going to be an electives teacher in Reno at CookieCon. That was the announcement. I found out last night, but I waited to get permission today to share it with you. So I'm super excited about that. That was the announcement. And then I'm going to hold off on all other announcements on big projects in our group until after Cookieathon is done, so that we can all focus on Cookieathon this weekend with Nancy Westfall and the colorful cookie. Okay. I do have more stuff to tell you, but I'm going to hold it. You guys know that I can keep a secret. I don't like to. I like to tell you everything right when I know it, but I can keep a secret. So remember, we dry dusted this first, and now what I'm doing is just sealing it with Super Shine by Poppy Paint. Now, obviously, you guys, if you're doing my Cookieathon project, you know that I recommended using the PME glaze, which is very similar to this Super Shine for that project, to seal the cookie before you do the isomalt, and then to seal the isomalt once you've poured it into your cookie. But spray will not work on this unless you did a million tiny pieces of paper, because we already did our thank you. I hope you'll sign up for my class, Lori. I can't wait. So you can't spray this, or the shine's going to hit all of the green too, right? And so can you see what I'm doing is so that I'm not dumping a whole bunch on the cookie at one time. I'm working back in small strokes to hit all those crevices. Like, give it a second, then you can kind of see where it's changed and what you've missed, and then you can go back and catch the last couple of ripples, right? But I love how it makes these flowers look, which is probably silly because poinsettias are more velvety than they are shiny, but it's a cookie, so I can do what I want. And I like the difference in the shine. Yes, get a ticket. I hope you all get tickets. That's the other thing I was so excited about, because thank you, Karen. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the Cookieathon demo. So the other thing I'm excited about is that you're guaranteed a ticket. So I won't be in that mad dash lottery for CookieCon tickets that night. I mean, I might be in that. I don't know. I don't know how I get signed up for the classes that I want to take and stuff, but I guess they'll tell me that, or whoever's new. I guess we'll find that out as we go along. But I'm super excited about all of that. I had so much fun at CookieCon, you guys. It was literally like, I can't even tell you. It was great. It was really fantastic. And I finally saw light at the end of the tunnel for what I've been working on since COVID started, like everything coming around to work together for what I had planned for my retirement age. Can you believe it? I'm not really going to retire. I'm just going to do a different kind of work. That's what's really going to happen because I'm getting older. Now, immediately, unless you want to throw this brush out, get it in the Everclear, not water. Water will cause the poppy paint or the super shine to seize up in your brush, but put it right into Everclear. Just keep a little dish off to the side and get that out immediately. You can clean it in water afterwards, but use the Everclear to dissolve it. I don't even want to count. Thank goodness I was only buying super cheap brushes in the beginning because I killed a lot of brushes because I was buying the bottles and not the sets of poppy paint. So the instructions for all that kind of stuff is on the boxes that the sets of poppy paint come in. The ingredients are on the label, but the directions about like Everclear versus doing water, that's not on these bottles. And I was buying them individual on Amazon. So I kept wrecking brushes and it took forever to figure out why. So let me just save you the aggravation. So here's our beautiful cookie. And you see how shiny that is, how it looks like I just dipped it in water. It's going to stay just like that with the super shine. And I also added a little extra super shine to my candy. So that's cool, right? Love it. All right. Now, because I like to be kind of corny and sappy, that is why I put our names on this gift tag. I always try to do a ticket with when I make the gift tags or have to personalize something. I always try to put my name and my husband's name if I can work it in, even if it's minuscule. Like sometimes you guys don't even notice it, but it's there on the cookie for when I take photographs. Now I put a big clump on the back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a second and angle it because this is super thick icing. This is way thicker than even 30-second icing, but I want to make sure I get a nice poof. I want this to stand up on the cookie. So I just want to make sure that I've got it placed well for when I attach it. Let's see. And you know what? I think I have a little bit too much, actually. I don't think we need all that. So let's come this way and take just a little bit of that off. And then I think we're going to be set. Yeah, is that going to work? I think that's going to be perfect. Can you just see these, you guys, on... I'm going to have to put a little under this side, though. Can you just see these at your place settings for Thanksgiving? How beautiful this would be if you made a whole set for your family. Isn't that fun? So let me show you what this looks like. And I'll show you how it's tipped. Can you see the tip? Yeah. A little extra icing under there to hold it upright. Now, if I had had my gift tag done last night, I would have slid my gift tag in at an angle under the poinsettia petals and above the evergreen sprigs right while it was wet. But then I thought about that today and I thought, yes, that's what I would have traditionally done. However, I think I'm going to really like this because this is going to, and I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit. This is going to let it set up even higher, and I'm not going to lose that cool detail of the rounded gift tag. So this, if I wanted to, I could come back with a 1-point tip or a 2-point tip, and I could make it look like raffia or a bow, and I could put a little bow on here. So if you want to go even a little bit more extra than the extra, you now can do that based on where we have that attached to the cookie. So that's a little quick lesson on dry dusting. It's also a little quick lesson on the poppy paint for you. Really, the poppy paint part's a refresher because we've used that super shine many times over the last 8 months. And I wanted to get you guys started on piping, the pressure piping, since Christmas is coming, okay? Thank you, guys. I'm so glad you like it. And thank you. I'm so excited about CookieCon. I hope all of you can get tickets. So I hope all of you get blessed with CookieCon tickets. And I hope you'll all sign up for my class and Jen's class. If there's anybody else in our Cookie Snack Attack group that is going to be an elective teacher, please give me a shout out or a message if you watch this video later, and we will certainly give you a shout out in the group and let everybody know what you're doing so that they have a little bit better idea of who's teaching what before we get there. Okay. By the way, you guys, I can't get a direct flight. I have to have a stop and the stop is through Dallas. So wouldn't it be nice if we were just in Dallas again? So we could go straight to Dallas and stop. But I literally have, it's going to be like, whichever flight I choose, it's going to be a 3.5 hour flight to Dallas and then another 3.5 hours to Reno. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to be downloading things to watch, probably cookie videos on the way there. So this will get you started. Thank you guys for letting me jump off topic and do one of our 4 cookie cutters from the Christmas memory set. Thank you for letting me jump off and do that. But we are going to circle back and we're going to do that big turkey. We're going to be doing that big turkey. And we're going to do a cornucopia. I'm probably going to have to hand cut my cornucopia because I don't think I have a cutter, but I do have, I have done them before. I usually just hand cut them with a pizza cutter. So I'm probably going to cut those 2 things as extra large cookies so that I can use them for a Thanksgiving display. So you'll be able to scale them down in size. Okay. All right. So, and I also booked my room. So I'm set on room too. Very excited. Things are all just falling into place. And there's something else that a couple of my friends that are on here tonight that we're applying to do, but I can't tell you what it is yet. I'm just saying it's something else in the pipeline. And then of course we're working on the retreat. So I'll keep you up to date on that. Don't forget Cookie-a-thon with the colorful cookie. And Nancy Westfall is this weekend. It starts on Friday. So you have today and tomorrow to get your early bird extended access passes. My affiliate link, if you want to help me out, I get a small commission. My affiliate link is on all of my pages. So go check that out. We're going to focus on Cookie-a-thon through the weekend. And then I promise I'll come right back as soon as Cookie-a-thon is over. And I'll start giving you more information than you can handle on all of the things that are coming up. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see all of you next week because I do have to jump off my favorite thing, which is live streaming and tutorials with you guys, and take care of some store work and some pickups for the weekend and weddings and parties and birthdays and all of that. So I don't usually live stream when I'm doing that, but you might catch me on here one night this. Oh, you know what? No, you're not going to catch me on here one night this weekend because you're probably going to see, you probably won't see me until Monday night because Monday night, someone is going to come on with me and we're going to do a preview video for something that's coming for you guys. So we're going to do that Monday and just talk about some things that are coming up. And then don't forget, we have a guest instructor this month. I believe that, let me just double check my date. It's on Monday. Hold on. Monday, November 15th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jen Mosier is going to come on and I'm going to do commentary. She's going to be instructing you on how to paint with cocoa butter. So I hope you're going to join us for that. She will be teaching painting with cocoa butter at CookieCon. So if you want to get an elective class in with Jen, you'll know what you're up against. It was so much fun. And she had the best little swag bags for us too. I loved it. We left with an actual cookie cutter to make the cookie that she did in her class, which I love. I love all of that stuff. So when you get home, you can create it again. All right. So good night, everyone. Have a fabulous week. And make sure you share our page and invite your cookie friends, okay? We'll see you soon. And thank you guys. I appreciate your support more than you guys will ever know. It's just kept me so motivated to chase these cookie sweet dreams.